it's Ben the Coin Geek, and we're going to look at our latest crackouts and see how we did. Okay, so here we have something that is a real lovely coin, NGC graded, VF details cleaned, and it's time for the big reveal here. And dun-da-da-da, VF details cleaned. So the logic on this coin was that because of all the toning that is on the coin, that perhaps they would overlook some of the lighter features. It's obviously more saleable without any mention of any cleaning. So anytime you can get a coin that's marked cleaned into a holder that does not say cleaned, it's an upgrade. So this we would call a wash. Next we had this 1918 over 17S quarter, and as you may recall, I really liked this coin. I thought it was much nicer than a fine, and PCGS also called it cleaned, but they did bump it up to a VF. All in all, that probably means it's worth a little bit more, just being a details grade. Also, light hairlines, not surprised they called it cleaned. We have seen coins like this in holders that did not say that they were cleaned. Alright, on to our next victim. We have a 1918 over 17 Denver Mint, Buffalo Nickel. VF details cleaned. I liked the grade, I didn't like the fact that they called it cleaned. So, of course, we have something else that is almost a wash. Here's a coin that they downgraded from a VF to a fine, but they don't mention that it's cleaned. So in this case, it's probably going to be worth about the same amount of money. But real neat coin. You can even see the 8 over the 7 on there. Lastly, this guy that NGC called VG details. So I haven't had a lot of chain sense. I don't know about you. But what I did is when I was looking it up to try to find values, I was noticing a pattern. A lot of the coins that were graded VG just were dogs. You could hardly tell what they looked like. So the coin obviously has corrosion to it. A lot of these guys do. You know, you can see it. You know, it's got some pitting and stuff. But the chain is super strong, so I would never think that it's only a VG. So how many grade points could we be off by? Well, PCGS called it VF details. So that's a pretty big difference. Now these guys in auction, they're going to trade based on what the buyer sees, because a lot of them are corroded. So a buyer would have seen it graded VG but would have looked at the coin and probably would have paid a premium for it. As is a very fine, you know, it'll just probably depend on, once again, what the buyer sees. So this is always fun. I don't know how you want to grade this overall. That was an upgrade. Technically this is a wash, but kind of an upgrade, going from clean to not cleaned. We had another one that went from fine to very fine. And then finally we had our bust dollar, which was the same. So, you know, 3 out of 4 of them changed grades. One of them changed grades dramatically. The other 3 probably didn't really have too much of effect on the value changing from the holder that they were in to the new holder. So I hope you enjoyed that. It's always educational, and this is what the pros do when they're looking at coins and looking at cracking out and resubmitting coins. Thanks. Please subscribe to the videos and follow me on Instagram and YouTube, The Coin Geek. Thanks. Bye.